Not good. Wow, that sucked.
Have you ever wondered why snow is white? Well, it's actually for a lot of different reasons, but one thing we've really got to have an understanding of before we even dive into the answer is the color spectrum, okay? So you've all seen a rainbow before, I'm sure. Roy G. Biv, you know all the colors there, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Well, when you see an object that's a certain color, it's because it's reflecting that color. It's absorbing all the other colors in the spectrum. Take a white light, for instance. See what happens when it reflects off this orange AMHQ notebook? It only reflects back the orange, and it absorbs the rest of the spectrum. So let's take a snowflake, for instance. All right, so when you've got a snowflake and you're looking at it up close, under a microscope, for instance, it looks clear, just a piece of ice, that's all it is. So how come when it all comes together, it looks white? Well, that's because you got a lot of little air pockets and just a ton of these snowflakes, and all the light gets a chance to just reflect through there nonstop. It reflects out the whole spectrum, not just one color. That's why snow is white.
When it comes to winter storms, freezing rain is the worst type of precipitation we can forecast. That's because it coats everything in a layer of ice. If that ice gets to about a quarter inch in thickness, well, it becomes a huge nuisance. You have ice coating your windshield, your car. Bridges become very tricky to travel on, and we start to see light coatings of ice on tree branches and limbs. Then, if that ice continues to grow between a quarter and a half inch, well, that ice storm can be very disruptive because we have trees breaking or even sagging down under the weight of all the ice. Most roads become very iced over and dangerous to travel on, and then we start dealing with some widespread power outages. Then, if the ice continues to grow over a half inch in thickness, well, that ice storm becomes crippling. That's because we have widespread tree and power line damage because of the weight of all the ice on those things. Not to mention the roads, you just simply cannot drive on them as they are covered in a sheet of ice. So if we are forecasting an ice storm in your area, the best thing to do is to prepare and then stay at home.
Well, it's technically been spring for a couple of days, but in the upper Midwest, you still get plenty of this type of stuff this time of year. And we've had some of it over the past couple of days. You saw Minneapolis on Sunday, here's Chicago Monday morning, and there's more to come throughout Monday. It's just a quick moving little clipper, but this thing's actually going to drop a pretty decent amount of snow. Now, it eventually moves over into Ohio by late Monday, and then after that, it kind of just putters out. So, when all is said and done, here's how much snow we're expecting through the day on Monday. And keep in mind that this is going to fall on top of what's already fallen. There are parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin that have already seen close to a foot of snow. I mean, parts of northern Indiana from here on out about an additional 3 to 5 inches. Same deal in Chicago.
Not good. Wow, that sucked.
Have you ever wondered why snow is white? Well, it's actually for a lot of different reasons, but one thing we've really got to have an understanding of before